KLM 70, enter via Alpha 13.
Via Alpha 13, hartelijk dank. KLM 70.
We should be live. We should be live. I believe we are. And I think we're having less VR issues today. We're in Ilopango International Airport in El Salvador, about to head on to what's probably going to be the most frightening landing ever in Honduras. So, but let's get ourselves started up here, get us connected to radio and all that good stuff.
Portugal 669 is able taxi Echo 5.
Pause system test. Okay.
Let's do auto, fuel selector, auto, AP. There we go. FS1. Yeah, I think I figured it out. We'll see if we have the white flashes. I just had one there a second ago. It's not so much that I actually did anything different than usual. It's just that the way that I like to cast to my streaming PC was working today. And it wasn't last time, so...
472 Bravo, give me Transavia from the left, taxi runway 18 left, cross 27 at November 2.
Yes, way to Transavia from the left, taxi to runway 18 left, cross 27 at November 2 or 7 Bravo.
You know, whatever the reason for that was, that seems to be the case at the moment. This is what it used to look like, so we'll see if it stays. Get some lights on, get the bleed on. We'll leave the pitot heat until we actually get to the runway. Chalk 280 radio check. Chalk 280 radio check. Now, why is that not working? We are on 121.9. Am I missing something? I hear the ATC chatter. Pilot ATC is clearly on. Chalk 280 radio check. Why is it not hearing them? Chalk 280 radio check. What the heck is going on here now? Chalk 280 radio check. Oh man.
Chalk 280 radio check.
Chalk 280,
It's like-
you are loud and clear.
Delta 56, use NV Alpha 1.
Go in for Alpha 16 for Delta 56.
Testing.
We'll go.
Test. Yeah. Test 1 2. The microphone's working fine. Did Windows change my default audio device or something stupid like that? Or sure they did. Yeah, they did. Because of course I would want it to be the Oculus microphone. So I wonder how long it's been doing that for. Okay. Chalk 280 radio check. Do I have to restart pilot to ATC? Like, are you that fragile of a stupid application? Chalk 280, radio check. Apparently you are. Wow. Jesus. I hate software developers. Especially the ones that then also tie their app to something else and make it essentially shut down. Sorry about that delay. Something stupid like this always has to happen. More time for coffee. How's your morning or afternoon, Sean? Chalk 280, radio check.
Chalk 280, you are loud and clear.
Ground, good morning. Oscar 8404, Delta 54, request.
So far so good. Chipping a ton of ice off the driveway. Oh. That's not just an old man problem. That's a Canadian old man problem. Okay, let's get ourselves going here. Chalk 280, ready to copy IFR clearance.
Aircraft calling ground, say again with your call sign.
Chalk 280, ready to copy IFR clearance.
Chalk 280 is cleared to Mike Hotel Tango Golf. Climb via the MM1B departure, with the MIMO transition, then as filed. Expect departure runway 33. Maintain 1000 feet. Squawk 6004.
Chalk 280 is cleared to Mike Hotel Tango Golf. Climb via the IMM1B departure, with the IMIMO transition, then as filed. Maintain 1000 feet. Squawk 6004.
Chalk 280 read back correct. Altimeter 3003, let us know when you're ready to taxi.
Altimeter 3003, Chalk 280.
Kilometer 6, use the Alpha 1.
Let's get some pushback. We'll go to runway 33.
Alpha 16,
which is over there somewhere. I don't even know where we are on this airport. Oh, Jesus. Could you have parked us in a different place? Cancel pushback. Wow. Who thought this was a good place to park? Okay, well, we're going to have to figure out a way to get out of here.
Kelm 1001, push full beam echo 18 and start up through. Delta 134, home short Alpha 10.
I have not parallel parked a plane before. Okay, so let's get taxi clearance now that we can actually sort of move. Chalk 280, ready to taxi.
Chalk 280, taxi to runway 33 via taxiways Bravo. Hold short runway 33.
Taxi to runway 33 via taxiways Bravo. Hold short runway 33, Chalk 280.
So I have no idea where this is. So we're gonna have to find out. Let's go check a sign here. We're just gonna have to try to find ourselves like a road sign, because I think it's way behind us. Like, I did not this time check a chart. I usually check a chart of the airport before, but I was too lazy this morning. So let's go over here. We'll have a look at this yellow sign over there to see if we have some indication of where we are. And then we'll get ourselves situated here. It's not going to be a problem. The VR thing is definitely better. I've also figured out why I sometimes don't get the messages displayed properly. It's whenever there are quotation marks. History Channel's most extreme airport, ranked it as number 2 most dangerous in the world. Apparently, Sean, there is also a high-rise right at the end of the runway, for which there is an add-on to remove that, but I forgot to install that add-on. So not only are we going to have a very dangerous approach, lots of mountains, but also apparently like an apartment building to contend with. Alright, so we are taxiing via Bravo, so we're going to go straight ahead. This is Bravo, that's good. Runway 33, so 15, so it should be over there somewhere. At least this music is lovely and relaxing. Yeah, the VR stuttering is gone when I don't have to use Oculus Mirror, so that is really the key to everything, is using this thing. This is going to be an awesome landing, can't wait yet. Hopefully. I hope the weather is clear, because honestly, if we don't have any visibility, I don't think most of the time they even let you land.
It will be Alpha 52 for you, turn left on Alpha, hold short Alpha 9. Kilo 1351, Cal. Did you call 1351? Confirm, it's Alpha 52 for you, turn left on Alpha, hold short Alpha 9. Just confirm, we got one Alpha 45 from Tidewatch, so Alpha 52 is that more new? That's the latest I got, so for now we'll taxi to Alpha 52. Okay, 52 it is, KLM 1351.
This looks like this is the actual runway here. Let's, we'll taxi across it and make that turn there. Yeah, so hopefully we'll be able to see. I feel like we'll probably be alright landing if we can see things. If we cannot see things, it could be more interesting. But my usual VR problems, I think I managed to... They're okay today. The VR gods seem to have blessed us this Sunday. Which is good, because I was starting to, like, be concerned about stuff not going well with that continually, because it was not great.
Contact tower on 118.3, Fude.
Tower on 118.3, chalk 280.
See, I have the co-pilot here on the ground actually handling the readbacks and the actual radio comm frequency changes, which is nice, because it saves me a little bit of trouble. Chalk 280, ready for departure, runway 33.
Chalk 280, winds are 339er at 10 knots, cleared for takeoff. Runway 33, squawk 6004.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 33, chalk 280.
Runway 872 for runway 187. Runway 72, good afternoon, number 2.
Now we can turn on the pitot heats. Okay, good to go. Time for takeoff. Gear up. Looking good.
Kilometer 72, the wind is 150 degrees, 5 knots, gusting 10, 187, good line. Clear and 187, kilometer 72.
It's much better when it is running as it is supposed to. Get our turn here on our departure. Oh, okay, that feels much better that the VR thing is not so crappy on the ground. Man, it makes a big difference to do it the way that usually works. Flight itself is going to be fairly short. Half an hour. And then a rather interesting landing, I suspect. We're going to be climbing all the way up to 11,000.
Contact Central America Center on 123.9. Enjoy your afternoon.
Center on 123.9, Chalk 280. Chalk 280, good afternoon, climbing through 4,000 for 11,000.
Chalk 280, good afternoon. Squawk 6004.
There's that beautiful lake that we sort of used as a landmark yesterday to find our way into El Salvador here. Too bad I didn't fly over the ocean because off the coast of Honduras lies the Mesoamerican Barrier Reef System, the second largest barrier reef in the world. Oh, really? Wait, I thought the second, what was the Bermuda, the Bahamas one? Was that the third largest or something? It was pretty off the coast of Honduras. Which coast? I guess Honduras has...
0 descend and maintain 5,000 feet until passing Delta 048 Golf.
Roger, Chalk 280. Oh, they want us to go down to 5,000 now until we pass that next. So that's different. They didn't really tell us about this altitude restriction of having to stay below 5,000.
Expedite descent to 5,000 feet until passing Delta 048 Golf.
Delta 048 Golf.
Climb to 1,000 feet.
Climb to 1,000 feet, Chalk 280. I don't think this ATC guy has had enough coffee yet for today. There was obviously an altitude restriction here where we're supposed to stay below 5,000, but they never told us about that. Okay, so the Bahamas were the third largest. Yeah, which coast is it? Is it the west coast or the east coast of Honduras? Because the next flight from Honduras will be to Nicaragua, which I believe we do fly a little bit along the west coast of Honduras. I'm not sure, but I could check that. 625 miles off the coast of Honduras, Guatemala, Belize, and Mexico. Oh, so that would be the east coast then. Yeah, we're not heading over in that direction again, unfortunately. Northeast, yeah, it's exactly the opposite of our flight plan.
Good morning, Thunder 1, my Lima, climbing 240. Good morning, Thunder 1, my Lima, 85, time to flight level 300.
Okay. You have no idea how much of a relief it is for me that this is, like, it feels a lot better when it's this smooth. The next real test is going to be, so this is exactly the way that it was before in this airplane. The next real test is going to be what it's going to be like in the jet, because that's where we also had some issues. But like I said, I had like all these different kind of issues. It was kind of difficult to see if the problem was with the aircraft or the VR setup. So now that I've established a baseline again in this airplane, it should be easier to we'll turn half bank mode off here to let the autopilot make a bit of a steeper turn, because this is one of those, it's a really wonky departure where they have us flying this weird little S curve again. Look at these volcanic mountains though. We talked about how many volcanoes there are in Honduras. I love going through these little soft clouds here. Do get the occasional white flicker, but it's very rare, and I had that a lot last time in the CJ4, so we'll see what that's like next time we fly the jet. Somebody suggested it had something to do with the version of the software, so I made a tiny tweak there. Oh no, I could, I mean, I make the flight plan, so I could easily make, you know, I can adjust it around specific landmarks that I want to. I might actually, if you'd be interested, Sean, I might actually share the flight plan with you beforehand. And if you see, like, oh, there is this cool point of interest, like, way over here, I can always adjust the flight plan to go somewhere else. I mean, the destination will be the same, but, you know, we can take a different route. But I make the flight plan. I can deviate from the flight plan, too, if I want to, but these autopilot systems are so touchy that I try not to do that. I kind of try to stick with what I programmed in, but I get to decide what I program in the first place, so. I'll have a sip of coffee. I made some Tim Hortons coffee this morning.
Alpha Whiskey Charlie, 43 Monk, underground, 128, decimal 835.
You charge more for that? Sure, I will pay you double what I pay you now. Does that sound like a fair deal? Actually, I think I know what I'm going to do. I do know what I'm going to do. I don't think I can do it while I'm... Might be able to do that. We'll see. I'm going to try. It's also very difficult to use your phone while flying in VR. Okay, I have an idea. So I'll send you like screenshots of the sort of general path in the future, and then you can have a look at it and see if there's anything interesting along the way. So my understanding is we're going to do this really strange loop over this airport, where we fly over it and then do a full 360-degree spiral down, hopefully a controlled spiral, to land. So my prediction is that we're going to not crash on the runway, but I think we might run out of runway. That's my prediction, even though I've been pretty good at being able to stop this. We're thankfully flying the smaller plane. We're flying the jet, it would be more difficult. Weather forecast looked pretty clear for Honduras, so hopefully we'll be okay. If we have this kind of visibility, that would be great. You know what, we're flying so close to 11,000, might as well keep the landing lights on. So we are, next waypoint is Imimo. A short runway crash. If people use, I don't think I would want to encourage people to make me crash. I would be more interested if people were to spend their shack points on that channel to like ask me to land at difficult airports, you know? Like, I would rather go through that challenge of trying to make it work, but I don't, in fact, the game does have some landing challenges in it, where it actually keeps leaderboard scores. It grades your landing. I've never actually tried one of those. Because I didn't really feel like my landing skills were at the point where I would want to compare them against other people. Like right now, I'm just happy to land. Not too focused yet on how far off the center line I am and that kind of stuff. The closest thing to that I have is the landing rate monitor, which gives me a score of the landing, but I really don't use it for that. I use it mostly because it also tracks my flights and records them on fshub.io. And the most beautiful thing about that is I get a nice world map with all the flights that I've done, all the lines drawn on it, and keeps track of all the countries I've visited. I believe I've been to, I think Honduras will be country number 24 or 25. And that's not counting a couple that I actually did fly in before I came across FS Hub and tracking it. Shoot, the top of that is cut off, unfortunately, from that message, but it's frequently referred to as the most dangerous airport in the world. Arriving and departing aircraft must use a single runway. There is a low prospect of a successful go-around on short final approach due to the terrain. Yeah, so I think we are going to be landing on runway 06. Wait, is that the airport that we're talking about? The same airport? We are... See, no, that must be... You must be talking about a different airport. I missed I couldn't see the top of that message. Because we are landing on runway 02. Tenzing Hillary Airport. Oh, where's that at? Tenzing Hillary Airport. That sounds like a European airport. Oh, it's in Nepal. Oh, yeah, I could see what that would be. I mean, mountains are really the problem. That's the big challenge. But see, yeah, so I would rather, you know, if people challenge me to like land at a difficult airport like that, that would be more interesting to me. So let's have a quick look. This is quite the long approach. So the approach really starts at V-Town 1 is our arrival, so we're already on the lake to the arrival now. And then TNT is the approach to RNAF 02. We do have RNAF assistance at least, so we should be able to, you know, like we are literally going down in a circle.
Charlie 6905, contact Milan 136.035.
For some reason I'm getting
035, Charlie 6905,
European air traffic here, but I think that's because it's the default I set when there is nothing for this specific region. Honduras is the country with the highest murder rate in the world. Hope you don't have a layover. We'll sleep in the plane. I have a feeling this is going to be an exciting approach, but also a really pretty one. You know, like usually they build airports well outside of city limits, and so you have nice 3-degree slopes and, you know, long straight approaches.
Lutix, maintain 1000 or more, automotive 250 meters.
But those long, gently sloped approaches are usually not as scenic. Though I'll be honest with you, I don't know how much I'll be able to look around here, but I guess we do have RNAF, so we do have this all. I mean, the plane should be doing most of this for us. Just going through this one cloud here. What's the temperature? 6 degrees. Should be all right.
Contact 4 Kilo Charlie, identify, proceed to Lutix. Contact 4 Kilo Charlie to Lutix, function. Final 1 Mike Lima, climb to level 330. Climb level 330, contact 1 Mike Lima.
What a pretty, beautiful view from up here. Not much down there, just... I have never been to South America, no. Have you? I've only been in North America and in Europe.
Right, Alpha Mother 4, good morning, rectify, climb initially to flight level 340. Level 340 and Alpha 194.
That's beautiful. I gotta slap some more stickers on the airplane. I'm a few countries behind. On the back door there. Oh, your dad's currently in southern Mexico. He loves it there. Is he there for work or is he there for leisure? I think part of this world is really, really beautiful. It's a shame that some of these countries have such a bad reputation and have such you know, such dangerous elements to them somewhere, because like landscape-wise, some of the most beautiful areas on the planet, I think. I would really be interested in going to like South America, like Chile and Argentina, maybe one day. Oh, he's a snowbird. Has a condo down there. Spent 6 to 7 months down there. That's nice. That's the way to do it when you live in an area where you get a lot of winter and you're not a big fan of it. You just leave. You migrate south for the winter.
Roger, 68 Echo, climb to Mother 350. Mother 350 to 68 Echo.
So, okay, you can already see... Wow, that is a messed up approach. It's supposed to be a circle. That doesn't look like much of a circle. So we go TNT and then TG018.
November Zulu on rate of climb for level 350 by Benot and Jury clear to level 350. Timing 350 on rate to Benot ladder motion 25 November Zulu. Roger, and B level by Benot. B level Benot ladder motion 25.
Oh, the zoom isn't working here. Am I not turning on the right one? It is a very tight circle. Yeah. Oh, so we can overlay the radar. Okay, so at least it looks fairly clear as far as weather is concerned. That's good. I don't know why I can't seem to zoom though. I honestly don't remember though if this is the right dial. It's got to be, but it's like it's turning, but it's not doing anything on the map. You know, we're just gonna have to do our best. We've been in some tight spots before, and I'm sure we can figure it out. Speed, I think, is going to be key here. We're going to have to make sure that we fly this slow enough, and I'm also going to turn off half bank mode because we're not going to be, like, we're going to have to bank pretty hard. Yeah, let's just see how this goes, Sean. If this is too easy, then I will up the challenge on the next difficult airport we land to, but I have a feeling this is not going to be easy.
Chalk 280 contact Tegucigalpa approach on 126.7. Enjoy.
Approach on 126.7, Chalk 280.
Chalk 280 tower frequency is 126.7.
Okay, I'm going to enable the autopilot, the co-pilot readback. Can you land on an aircraft carrier? I think somebody modeled one. Chalk 280 at flight level 110.
Chalk 280, good afternoon. Smoke 6004, expect the Arnav approach to runway 02 with the TNT transition at Toncontin International.
Expect the RAF approach to runway 02 with the TNT transition Chalk 280.
Okay, so this way I can concentrate a little bit more. You don't have to deal with frequencies and readbacks. But yeah, I don't believe that there are any aircraft carriers natively in the game, but I'm pretty sure I've seen somebody create one that you can actually land on. But I can't say that with absolute certainty. So I just don't know why I can't change the... no helicopters yet, but helicopters are supposed to come and be added to the game. But they are not currently available. I feel like at some point they broke the the zoom. This is just not doing it anymore. I mean, 25 nautical miles is not bad, but I wanted to kind of get a... But basically, we're flying over the airport, so we'll get a good look at it. And then we're doing a left-hand counterclockwise circle to land. And I'm going to have to be fairly quick on the draw when it comes to altitude changes. Turned approach mode on already because we were cleared for the approach.
Approach Kilo 1328. Kilo 1328, goedemorgen. Expect island 18 center and the weather information Juliet.
We should be descending very soon. We're going all the way down to 8,000 at TNT. Okay, well, we'll see how this goes. I am looking forward to helicopters because I think helicopters will be great to go sightseeing with. You know, for things like the barrier reefs and stuff like that, we would just start at a small airport nearby, fly over there, hover, you know, you get a better view than at an airplane at 30,000 feet. Especially with cities, like some of the cities have been really well modeled. So I think I'll be doing a lot of sightseeing stuff once helicopters come out. I think it might be later this year. Not too sure. Yeah, helicopters fly at much lower heights. Plus you get the nice benefit of just being able to hover in midair and stare at the scenery. With an airplane, we constantly have to be moving, basically, so. So it's going to be right in the middle of, I think it's just down ahead of us in one of those valleys there. So the runway altitude is 3349.
Chalk 280, descend and maintain 1,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 1,000 feet. Chalk 280.
It's probably not that valley, it's probably a... I mean, there's just lots of terrain everywhere. And clouds now too, but it looks, the good thing is it looks like the clouds are going to be above of what we are going to be concerned with. I was worried about low-lying clouds in the valley. That would have sucked. It looks like we're going to be able to see all the mountains around us, which is important. Final sip of coffee before things get interesting. Utila, Honduras is a seasonal feeding site of the whale shark. The whale slaughters fish. That's interesting. I do like these facts. I feel like I'm learning a lot.
Chalk 280 altimeter 3012 at Toncontin International cleared for the RNAV approach to runway 02 at Toncontin International with the TNT transition.
Altimeter 3012 cleared for the RNAV approach to runway 02 with the TNT transition. Chalk 280.
Cabinet 34 contact 18.405.
So they haven't told me this yet, but I'm going to be descending here to 8,000 because that's where TNT is. That's where we need to be.
280 descend via the TNT transition to 7,000 feet.
Descend to 7,000 feet via the TNT transition. Chalk 280.
I do kind of like that I can kind of call exactly now what ATC is going to tell us to do. I'm always a little off on the altitude, but I've got the timing pretty much right these days. So I'm mostly going to be spending a bunch of time managing speed here. So that's the city below us. I can't really zoom in on the map, unfortunately. There's the airport down there. Oh. National mammal of Honduras is the white-tailed deer. Oh, this one surprised me. Yeah, I didn't really expect deer either. It doesn't seem exotic enough. I'm just going to set my heading. Oops, okay, that's not heading. I'm going to set my heading to the runway heading so that I have a rough idea of what we'll be looking at. Okay, so that's good actually. We get to have a nice look. You know what? This is not going to be a problem. There's the runway. We're going to be landing directly from this angle here that we are going right now, which is runway 02. I've set the heading, that light blue colored. That's just a guide. So we're basically going to make a long loop around and then land. The problem is that we're not going to be able to land much. Like, there's not a lot of room to line up with the runway, so we're going to have to be fairly precise here. The good thing is the building I was speaking of is at the end of that runway, which is why they don't land in this direction. We're landing so we don't have to fly over that building, so that's great. That's good. That would have been...
Chalk 280 altimeter 3012 at Toncontin International contact tower on 118.7. Enjoy your afternoon.
Altimeter 3012 tower on 118.7. Chalk 280.
Chalk 280 at 7,000
Tower
feet.
Chalk 280 inbound for an AF approach runway 02.
Chalk 280 good afternoon. Squawk 6004 continue RNAV to runway 02 call when established on final.
Continue NAV to runway 02 will call when established on final. Chalk 280.
Chalk 280 squawk 6004.
Magic Sun 2013, tower, dzień dobry, Maja Romeo, line up and wait, runway 29er. Maja Romeo, line up and wait, runway 29er, Magic Sun 2013.
So we are currently, we should actually still be at 7,000. Okay, let's leave that where we are. When we get to R24, we want to start descending.
Emirates 179, Rokanci Tower, dzień dobry, continue.
Yeah, I don't know how you live in a city like that either, where you get, I think it's just, honestly, there's not a lot of room. Like everything else has just got mountains everywhere, is my guess. So they didn't really have much of a choice, I suspect, but to put the airport smack dab in the middle of the city, or maybe they even built the city around the airport. That's also a possibility. Actually going to go with one level of flaps here. So the good thing is we are... Okay, I was just going to say, I feel like we're way off course, but we are now making this turn properly. Good. So we're headed to R14. Still at 7,000. We're a little below that, but I'm going to stay there. Okay, so far so good. It is a fairly large circle. So we should be alright. It's just that we are surrounded by these mountains. So as long as we stick to our altitudes, I think we'll be okay.
Magic Sun 2013, departure frequency 128.805, wind 160 degrees, 2 knots, runway 29 active, good echo. Runway 29 active, for takeoff on Airborne 188.05, Magic Sun 2013.
There's definitely rain clouds ahead of us over there, but thankfully they are just out of the way. Now we're heading to R334 and then R24 after that, which we're still at a good altitude for. When is the next real change here? TG013. At 860, the U.S. is the country with the highest number of fatal civil airliner accidents. I suspect that's because there are a lot of small airplanes, you know, and that's probably a number of a matter of quantities at that point. Just more people flying. Just my guess. R249, 6,776 feet, so we're okay there. Really, the next waypoint after that is we need to go down to 6,200. Landing lights are still on because we never turned them off because we didn't fly that high. Be expecting a left turn here shortly. Yep, there it goes. Now this is where we're going to go and descend a little bit.
Don't be afraid to borrow. Chord progressions, sounds, little ditties, tiny things.
Just 6,200 on this one.
We're H179er, right Sierra 3 ground 121905. Bye bye.
Autopilot's struggling a little bit with these tight lines here for some reason.
And that's one of the reasons why I can churn stuff out, is because
G13, yep, no, we'll be good. We're at the right altitude now. Let's check our altimeter. Good. Next one, we're going down to 5,600. So I'll get that programmed in and ready to execute on that once we hit this next waypoint. Actually, you know what? So far, Sean, things are going really well. I'm nervous about the final turn because the final turn is like a super close turn and then like immediately landing after that. But so far we're trending, like I'm happy with where we're trending. Got 1 nautical mile to our next waypoint, then we drop down some more. Like the final turn is almost like a 90-degree left turn and then immediately land without a lot of room to straighten out. That's the one part of this that I think is most sketchy. Honestly, all this flight path here is not that tough. The problem is there's not a lot of room for error, as you can see. Fortunately, we're flying a fairly small plane. Oh, okay, shoot. Now, we've already stepped over this. We want to get down to 4,100 feet. It's weird, it's like we skipped a waypoint or something, or they were so close together that they were just...
There's only so many different things you can do. Yeah, you don't want to push it. Don't be blatant about it. Be subtle. Like a sneaky thief in the night.
I think the challenge is if you don't have visibility and you can't see this, or you're flying a larger plane, it's very difficult. Because there's not a lot of room for error with these mountains, with this terrain. We've got good weather, fortunately. It is real-life weather, so I didn't cheat on this one. Down to 4,100. 2 nautical miles. Alright, we're looking good there. And then 3,300 is probably going to be just our goal after that. I'm going to go gear down right now. Still don't have any kind of glide slope here. We're still too high for that, I guess. Man, well, this is our final turn now.
It's easy to churn out a lot of songs if you have a lot of different chord progressions in your mind and you know that, you know what, if I do this and I do this, it'll sound good enough.
See, there's the runway, and this is okay. This is where things get. This is okay. Wait, this is the sketchy part now, Sean. This is the absolutely sketchy part. There is the runway on our left, so this is going to be very interesting. I've turned the autopilot off because I need to do this one by hand here, and we need to slow down. This is what I mean. This is why I thought we might run out of runway, because there's just not a lot of room here. And this approach did not give us a lot of room.
Chalk 280 winds are 002 at 10 knots, cleared to land runway 02.
Yeah, you bet we're cleared for land,
Clear to land runway 02 chalk
when we're doing it.
280.
Oh.
Chalk 280 exit runway when able.
Little rough. Oh no, we're back up. Oh no, no, that's bad. That's bad. This is okay. Well, we bounced. We bounced a few times.
Ready for immediate departure. Ready,
Wow. It was actually pretty good except for that bounce. The bounce was a little hideous. It's because the airplane was not at all trimmed out for proper, like, staying down. We caught some air. I was pretty happy with that up until we started taking off again. Triple landing. Did you pull the e-brake to make that last turn? Yeah, kinda. The autopilot would have never made that turn in time. actually reasonably happy with that. If we'll just gloss over the little bounce. It's a nice airport. I'm looking forward to flying out of here. That was an adventure. Whew. I don't see our friends that are going to wave us in, so we're just going to park right here, right in front of the hangar, in front of the terminal. I would say that was definitely one of the trickier landings. Absolutely, yeah. Honestly, not one of my worst landings, though. I've bounced like that before. I used to bounce like that all the time when I first started. So that bounce was alright. The funny thing is that the landing rate monitor will still count it as a perfect landing because the initial touchdown was perfect. I just didn't... I have to basically keep pressure on the yoke to keep pushing it down in that scenario. So, you know, I should have kept it down, to keep the nose down as we're landing, to make sure that we're not jumping back up for any particular reason. And I kind of neglected to do that, so I didn't do that quite right. But having said all that, I'm still very happy with how that landing went down. I'm quite happy with how this entire flight went down. VR was good, didn't have any technical issues this time. So I'm gonna get out of here while things are good. And the next flight is to Nicaragua. And I will provide you some details, Sean, on what the flight plan is. And not sure when that's gonna happen. It might happen one evening this week. It might not be until Friday. I think Friday I have the day off, so we shall see. Let's get everything shut off here. And we'll call it a day. Enjoy your weekend, folks. Catch you all later. Bye-bye.
Finnair 5 Delta X-ray, wind 260 to knots, runway 33 cleared left.
Runway 33, clear to land, Finnair 5 Delta X-ray.